Hi, hey, and all those other greetings, Fate Adventurers. I'm Jenspins, welcoming you guys back to my gaming and unboxing channel, where today we have another exciting unboxing for you guys, because I'm currently waiting for Sonic Frontiers Wave 2 to be up and ready on the Nintendo Switch so that I can play it. I can give Sonic the goofy glasses and the birthday hat, run around saving all the Cocos, and just have a fantastic time. But because I'm waiting, I figured that I would film a video for Sunday, this Sunday, because it is still Sonic's birthday today, and I figured, you know what, even though we did end up uploading Marble Maid, and then Saturday we ended up uploading a Pac-Man video, I figured if it's 2 days belated, it is still something that is worth celebrating, and to say happy birthday, Sonic. I love this franchise to death. I mean, if I didn't, I would not be going bankrupt for you, Sega. So I am here to do a nice little celebration unboxing. However, as much as I love Sonic, he would not be nearly as great as he is without the enemies and the foes that he has defeated over the years. So today, we are going to be unboxing a bunch of different Badniks and characters, mostly from the first Sonic the Hedgehog game, and pretending that I didn't just go to my desk and say, okay, here's a bunch of Sonic figures that would work as a celebration, as different waves to cobble together. Okay, so the first figure that we are going to be unboxing today is going to be Bomber! That's right, not the first enemy in Sonic the Hedgehog 1, because I actually already unboxed him on the channel, but we did not unbox the Buzz Bomber, which is the second enemy inside of Sonic 1, inside of Green Hill Zone. Very iconic enemy, very iconic stage. And this design, I was looking to see what it was from, and the closest thing that I could find was from Sonic Lost World. I figured, oh, maybe it's the classic one, because Jakks Pacific has been doing a lot of these classic figures and these classic enemies lately. But when I was checking, it didn't look like that. It didn't look like Sonic Generations one, which was my next guess, and I was like, well, what about Lost World? And the only thing that's stopping me from saying definitively that this is from that style, which is like the Sonic New Super Mario Bros. Style, is the fact that the eyes are just super big compared to what they are inside of Lost World's enemy. If you look at the eyes there, you'll see that they're little tiny beans. But on here, they're like actual eyes. Almost a little human, which is kind of weird and kind of creepy. Maybe the little animal is like just shoved into the head of the Buzz Bomber, and that's where the actual eyes of the animal are. Or it's like a telescope type of thing. Who knows? Makes it more horrific when you actually think about it. Either way, though, let's open this guy up. And all of the figures for today are actually going to be minifigures. Most of these, shoutouts to my mom, because she has been searching for these at any place like Walmart, Target, just trying to see, and she'll be in line, just find one of these and be like, I don't think Jen has this. So she'll pick me up one, and that's really sweet of her. So anyway, though, let's look at the great old Buzz Bomber. So first thing I want to mention is the joints, as I did not expect this thing to really have any joints. However, it seems like the body itself has some joints. So I guess if you kind of want to put it on one of the play sets like Green Hill Zone, then you can put it down and you can have it like pew 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 pew. Just shimmy pews. It can't go up and down, so it can only shimmy a little bit. You can also surprisingly move its jetpack, which was very unexpected, and I thought you could move the head, but for some reason you can't, which is very surprising considering everything else seems to have a joint. You can also move the wings, which actually feel pretty solid, I'm not gonna lie. And for a second I thought you could move the antenna. There's no way. That just has to be super flimsy. I don't think that has a joint, but if y'all know, let me know in the comment section down below. But looking at the figure, he's got a really nice array of blues. They're very, very pretty blues. light blues, dark blues, matching with his beady green eyes. Almost kind of looks like a B version of Sonic in a way. Yes, I mean, sure, those aren't peach antennas, but it's close enough, am I right? But honestly, the design looks pretty nice and fairly sleek, though I feel like the actual classic design, if we got a 3D figure of that, that would have been super cool. Other things to mention about this is that both the jet booster as well as the little stinger have different holes in it as if it was getting ready to shoot the fire or shoot the bullets. I'm a little bit sad though that they don't have some sort of an attachment to be able to put on the stinger or like a little bit of a fire sticker inside there, but that's really just nitpicking at this point, and overall looks pretty nice. All right, guys, so that is going to be the Buzz Bomber. Can you see him on camera? I just have him on my phone right now. I mean, I guess if you can't see him, there's no reason to really put him on my phone. But I guess I'll put him in the little corner. Hey, you little guy. All right, well, the next enemy is gonna be not the third enemy. I checked. I'm so sad about this. I was like, man, if this was the third enemy, that would actually be kind of cool. But no, it's the fourth enemy that shows up in Green Hill Zone because we have the good old Chomper. Yeah, this guy is... I was going to say this guy is relatively famous, but I feel like the two famous enemies from classic Sonic would probably be the Buzz Bomber and the Motobug because, first of all, they're the first enemies that you see, but they're also the most iconic. Motobug's very Goomba-esque, and Buzz Bomber's kind of like the paratroopa of the universe. Whereas, like, the Chomper is basically just the Cheep Cheep. It's still iconic in a way, but not to the same extent. I don't know. Am I insulting Cheep Cheeps, though? I feel like Cheep Cheeps are more threatening, though, because they're going side to side and all these other places. Chompers, really, they just jump up and down on a bridge and just hope they get lucky and chomp you up. I don't think they're even trying to attack Sonic. I think they're just trying to find, like, some breakfast, like a little salmon or something. Either way, though, let's get this guy out of the casing, because I have a suspicion that this guy only has one pupil. I'm wondering if they just thought, you know what, maybe nobody will end up buying him, and if they do buy him, they won't take him out of the little packaging. What the hell? Yeah, he only has one pupil. Why does he have one pupil? Come on, Jakks Pacific. You had to expect somebody to open this up, right? There's no pupil there. He's just a little zombified chomper. Like Nick Fury got turned into a robot fish, but they didn't put on the eye patch. It's not a big deal, but like, man, it actively is so sad because you can't just face it this way or it just looks weird. Okay. Well, the pupil, the sad thing is the pupil is just a tiny dot too. The design does look pretty nice. The fish body is actually pretty rounded, pretty smooth, and there's really not a lot to talk about here as there's only really bolts here as well as a few ridges to give it that metal and robot type of look. And then the fins are very classic, like Sonic Sat.AM type spikes, which is really neat. It almost makes you wonder, when Dr. Eggman made Silver Sonic, did he just take the fins from a Chomper and just put them on the back of him? Because that's actually kind of a funny thing. I mean, they chainsaw like up and down, so it's very possible they even have those little ridges on them. I mean, I know they're robots, but that means that Silver Sonic evolved from a Chomper. Going from there, though, you do have one of the joints, which, my god, that is very, like, harsh. Almost has, like, a rusted feel. But you have a joint on the back fin. It's not that useful, and I can understand why they put it there, but I really don't think it was necessary because it feels kind of wonky. The fins also do have some joints. One seems to be looser on the no eye side. That seems to be a lot nicer. You can do a little wave. And then this one is a little more chompy. But you know what's chompier? The jaw, the jaw. You guys know that one that one crocodile game where you have to like stick your finger in and like you have to press it down and he like chomps down on your finger and you're like, oh, I got bit, because dentistry is hard. I just want to press down all the teeth, but the teeth are very sharp, which, you know what, accurate. The teeth do look pretty great as well. They're all lined up and spaced really nicely, and the inside is sculpted. It has a little bit of a curve too, so when light goes in, you do see a little bit of that, and it does actually look really nice. Overall, pretty nice figure, but I do still have that one caveat of why did you not just take a little tiny paintbrush and poke him in the other eye? Let's just hope that this guy never has to actively swim to the right, because if he does, it's going to be so hard for him to see where he's going. This next enemy is the Burrowbot. I believe these guys first appeared inside of Labyrinth Zone, though I mostly remember them in, I want to say it was like Sonic 2, Sonic 3, where a bunch of arrows got shot at you and the boss was Eggman with the hammer. No, that was Sonic 2. That was Sonic 2. Okay, so I remember them. No, that's where Grinder is. Yo, that means if we actually got a Grinder figure, that would be really cool, because he was one of the characters in the animation. But yeah, no, it's funny though, because Grinder does the same thing as Burrowbot does, but I guess Eggman figured, well, Burrowbot couldn't do the job, so I guess we'll replace him with Grinder. Seems kind of like a downgrade. Burrowbot's cuter. He has a sleeker design. He seems like he would be relatively faster with his treks and stuff. Or we use him for a delivery service. He's got the orange hat. Yo, Sega, can we get an Eggman delivery service game with Burrowbot as the main delivery driver? That would be wild. Anyway, though, let's open up Burrowbot here. Honestly, like, he's one of those enemies that in game I really never liked, because he was always so annoying. But design-wise, I actually really like him. He somewhat reminds me of Jimmy's little robot brother that Jimmy got so annoyed with, he just set out into space and was like, bye, buddy, have your own robot parents, and hope I never see you again. That's kind of what he looks like design-wise. Or I guess vice versa, because Burrowbot came first. Man, I'm accidentally giving the Burrowbot slander today. My goodness, I am so sorry. But yeah, he's got his delivery driver hat, which is actually a baseball cap? It's a construction worker hat! Oh! That makes so much sense. It's supposed to be a little hard hat. Don't worry, guys, I'm just stupid. I'm just incredibly stupid. Don't worry about it. But yeah, that is actually really neat that I never considered that. And he's got little earmuffs for sound protection when he's drilling. Oh my gosh, that's so adorable. Oh, Burrowbot, I love this enemy now. It's actually really cute and really wholesome. And then on top of that, you've got the little nose here. That you would think it would be sharper because it's a drill, but I guess they figure, you know what, it's supposed to be curly Q, so when it spins, it's gonna be sharper. Much like the Chopper, his eyes do have these little tiny poke pupils, so if I put him just right in the camera, he's a little bit freaky, especially if you just like have him wave his tiny little mole hand. Hello, I'm here with your DoorDash, sir. Oh man. Yeah, those move pretty nicely. And then from there, you do also have the little treks, which also have a joint in them. Kind of wild. And on top of that, he actually has little wheels on the bottom, so you can use the treks to actually move him which it's not easy to show on my hand because my hand is not a flat surface and it hurts a little bit. But that's actually really cute. You could just put him on a hill and just watch him go. If you do get him a tiny DoorDash bag, he can be your DoorDash driver. All in all, these figures are really doing it for me. I'm absolutely loving that. I'm sorry, Chopper. You're a disappointment. You're being replaced by Burrowbot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know you said to your mom that you would get some screen time on my channel, but like right now you're kind of getting botched because Burrowbot is better. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. Alright guys, so the next character, we've gone through a bunch of different enemies, so who else to be better for a Badnik Eggman type of celebration video than Metal Sonic? Not only any Metal Sonic, but the classic one, and this is one of my favorite characters of all time. Metal Sonic has always been a simple but threatening enemy to Sonic and his friends. He's just such a cool type of dude. First appearing inside of 1992 Sonic CD? If I got the year wrong, editing explains, please help me with that. Just double check. Thanks, buddy. I knew I could count on you. I've always loved Metal Sonic. I mean, a part of it is because I love Sonic so much. Sonic is my favorite Sonic character, and I know that's very like standard of me to say, but the fact that I love him so much means that Metal Sonic is just a nice candidate to go for. But the other reason that I love Metal Sonic is the fact that he's not just a clone of Sonic. You see countless time and time again from each series, and there's nothing wrong with this, but you look in the Mario series and you have Shadow Mario. And yes, that is revealed to be Bowser Jr., but Shadow Mario is just that. He's Shadow Mario. You've got the Cosmic Marios, which are just Cosmic Marios. You go and look in the Zelda series, and you've got Dark Link, and, well, it's just Dark Link. And while Metal Sonic is just that, Eggman sees him as a son. You just look at any of the IDW comics, or anything like that. Sure, you look at Sonic Heroes, and he's going through his angsty teenage years where he locks Eggman in a room and just tries to wreak havoc. But I'm sure once Eggman got over that, he was kind of proud of Metal Sonic for going that extra length and trying his best on his own. You know, that's what evil fathers would be definitely proud of, right? But no matter how many times Metal Sonic has been in and the antagonist, he's always such a cool character, and he has speaking lines too, giving him his own personality. That's why I love him over those other dark characters, because he's his own character. He's not just an opposing version of Sonic. Anyway, though, that's my TED Talk. See you. No. It's time to unbox him, and man, I think he looks pretty cool, though he does look very similar to another figure that we recently, well, maybe not recently, but was recently released, which I think was like Tommy's Metal Sonic, like classic Metal Sonic, and it just looks extremely similar. Though, to be fair, I've noticed that a lot with Metal Sonic, is no matter what it is, whether it's in Boom, whether it's in the modern series, or the classic series, Metal Sonic is probably the most consistent character throughout all of them. He's one of the only characters, and if not the only character in Sonic Boom, to just straight up not get a redesign, and I've always questioned that. But classic Metal Sonic, coming from Sonic Generation with his 3D model, looks really nice, and his figures have always been pretty solid. I will say though, I do kind of miss when they do the modern Metal Sonics, because they have the little shiny paint that classic Metal Sonic doesn't have. He's just this smooth blue. There's nothing wrong with that, but I kind of would like to see that shiny paint on him for once on one of these figures, just to see how it would look. But looking at him, he's got a really great head sculpt. His little spikes are pretty sharp and they're curved perfectly. You've got his little, like, back circle. I never know what to call that. He's got his spoked ears with the nice correct paint, And he has both of his eyes. Both of his eyes are here. Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. If only you had okay. Okay, I need to stop. I need to stop. But yeah, his eyes are these red spears in there, which have a little bit of black for the pupil, and then black on the outside, which just makes him so nice and threatening. He's got his little nose there, and I don't know, it just makes him look so cute. And pretty much all of his appendages, like all of the different joints and stuff, is made with this gray type of metal for him, while his other limbs are covered by the regular blue. On top of that, I just realized his hands not only have the type of padding of the yellow and the black on the palms, but his fingers are that type of gray, which means that he isn't just an angsty version of Sonic, he's an angsty version of Sonic that shops for fingerless gloves. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And the other cool thing is that all of these different features, like his little chest jet, where there's that little hole with the black and yellow in there, and the back is functional. So when he goes and runs, he actually kind of flies like Silver, and he just has fire going out and just shwing. Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. I love this character. I'm sorry. I absolutely adore Metal Sonic. And of course, we do have his little feet there, which are based on Sonic's shoes, and instead of having straps and a buckle, we have the feet joint, which is just super practical design-wise. So looking at the joints, he has a joint on his ankle. He also has a joint on the leg part, the waist, and yeah, he's got a joint on his arms and a joint on his head. So let's see, can we do like kind of a nice cool pose? I mean, I accidentally made him do like a Shakespeare to be or not to be type of pose, or like he's trying to do a handshake for a deal. You know what? That'll work. We'll just put him there, I guess. There's not really much room. I can put things. Oh, Buzz Bomber, you're supposed to be able to fly. So we've gone through all the Badniks, and what better way to end this video than to look at the big round mean bean himself, Dr. Robotnik, or as Sonic Generations renamed him, Dr. Eggman. Not classic Dr. Eggman, but Dr. Eggman, which I'm still upset about, because they shouldn't have done it. It helps differentiate the two characters if he's actively named Dr. Robotnik. But I think they might have done that because they were like, oh, well, if we want to continue doing stuff with this character and this version of Eggman, then we should just call him Dr. Eggman for continuity's sake and whatever. But it jumbles things. It jumbles things hard. Either way, though, let's open this guy up. Of course, he first appears in the first Sonic game as all of the different bosses. Except his final boss is very goofy because it's just him trying to stamp out Sonic and shoot him with these weird electrical projectiles that honestly aren't really that threatening. His first boss too is also not threatening. It's just like a little ball that he tries to swing back and forth. But I'll probably talk about some of those in a different video, because we do actually have like a little Eggman boss playset that I could open, and I'm so excited for that, and I forgot about that. That's gonna be super cool. So yeah, let's look at that big guy himself. Of course, since he's a minifigure, he doesn't really have a lot of joints, though I feel like he would have the same amount as if he was the big one as well. He has the little arm joints, which we can move so that he's doing the I will conquer the world, ha ha! And then he's got the little leg joints. But these guys never really had anything on their ankles, especially for this version of Eggman, because Robotnik doesn't really have any designs there, so they never put any joints because it would just actively be easier to make it look like this. And it's nice that they didn't have these joints going up and down, they just have them swivel. Because if you had them go up and down, it would be so hard to make this guy stand, and I would be so scared about that. Other question, can his head move? It can move! That's so squeaky. That's so very squeaky, my goodness. Looking closer at the figure though, he's got a little bit of a tan dome. It does look a little bit darker than what I remember Dr. Robotnik's skin color being, but it's not that big of a deal. From there, we also have the ears on the back, which for the most part you wouldn't really ever see, but it's nice to see that they sculpted them here in case you're looking from above. And then you also have his big floppy mustache, which is so fun on Robotnik stuff because it's not only flat on this and just like very, very wavy, but I like that it's like big and they always have a different way of dealing with it on the merchandise, which is super cool. His nose is so tiny that honestly, if it was anywhere else on the figure, I would be concerned about it snapping off. And his glasses are looking pretty fly. Not only that, but they did give him his cheesy smile, which is a little bit surprising because you really don't see it at all, even when you look close up to it. Like, you really have to angle it low and look super, super close. You see that now? It's a blurry mess. I mean, Eggman is currently giving you a little hug. But yeah, it's a little messy to see it up close. But it's pretty nice that it's there. He also has his little American cheese cape, which is looking pretty good. And then his Super Monkey Ball body with his Mickey Mouse pants. Overall, pretty nice figure and pretty accurate to Dr. Robotnik. Alright guys, so that is going to be it for this little Badnik haul for the celebration of Sonic's 32nd birthday. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button, conquer the world with the subscribe button, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Alright guys, it's time for a little group photo. You guys gotta really huddle in, hug your dad, Metal Sonic. Hug your dad. If I can do that, I really need to figure out how in the world to make this a thumbnail. Oh my goodness, Metal Sonic is just not going to cooperate, so I might have to have him hug Buzz Bomber instead, and then Metal Sonic's just gonna be a little jealous guy. Oh, perfect! I can angle Buzz Bomber on his arm. No, I can't do that because then Metal Sonic actually gets a little bit cropped out. I just wish it wouldn't blur because this would be like the perfect close up for it. Guys, I'm hoping something in there is going to be good enough because my arms are getting tired. So, keep toes safe, and I'll see you guys next time.